Hi guys, finally back with another book review. It's been a couple weeks. Um, I'm gonna post this one specifically though after I finish Darkest Part of the Forest because it's the last two Holly Black books I have to read to finish up anything to do with like Elfame, the Elfame universe in general. So that gets to the topic of this one. I just finished reading The Poison Eaters like probably 10-15ish minutes ago. It's a bunch of short stories, which I didn't actually know it was going to be short stories until I was like looking at it when I ordered it. But I really loved all the short stories in here. They were very fun. Also, like towards the back, you get to see the characters from the Modern Tales of Fairy again. I really like that. That one just made me smile and kick my feet because I love Kay and Robin or Robine. I still don't know how to say his name, but I love that relationship. It was one of my favorites. Also, I really like the first story. I really hope she writes more like vampire stuff because I know she has already. And I might read that next year, possibly, maybe. I don't know, but I really hope maybe one day she does a vampire thing because she does write vampires really well. And then all the other like little stories in this were also really good. I think my second favorite was the very last one, which is called The Poison Eaters. This one was really good and I like how she wrote it. I really love Holly Black's writing. So this was really fun if you're looking for like just another book to read this year that is like quite short and just fun to read. I would go with this one because it's also just a bunch of like other little stories in here too. Um, so yeah, I will be back with my Darkest Part of the Forest review at some point. I don't know when, but I'll be back with that one, and then this video will get posted. Hi everybody, I just finished The Fearful novella by Lauren Roberts. This is part of the Powerless series, and this follows Kit and a new character called Mara, basically, or Death, which is kind of a spoiler, so don't watch this if you haven't read this yet. But this is basically going through all the events that happened during Fearless, but through Kit's and Mara's perspective. And we also get Letty and Blair in here, and we get to see their relationship form, and I love that. That was one of my favorite parts of this. And I love Kit and Mara's whole thing, and then how just at the end it like fell apart and she's angry at him, and I love that. I ended up giving this a full 4 stars. Just also for context, the last novella, Powerful, I gave 4.5 stars. I still think I wanted a little bit more of something else from this novella because I think I kind of really wanted Kit to have some little bit of like a more happier ending, and we kind of got that, but like also kind of not. Like I don't know how to explain it, but I still really love this. This was also just a really nice read. I read it in a day. I actually technically started it yesterday before work, but then I didn't end up reading at all yesterday, so then I just restarted it today because I only had read like the first page of this, so then I just restarted from the first page today. So I did read this in a day, which is fine because usually I end up always reading a novella in like one day because they're short enough to do in one day. But anyways, I really enjoyed this little novella. I really also really love Fearless this year, so getting this not too long after Fearless was released, which Fearless was released in April, this was just released this month, so not a lot of time in between them, but I really like getting it like right after and getting to relive some of the events of Fearless, but through a different perspective was actually quite fun. and I don't know, I really just liked going through it again. Though having to relive Kit's death was like kind of really hard, even though it was like very quickly summarized, but still, Lord put that freaking quote in there again from when he dies, and I just want to cry again. I want to cry again because like it hit hard again for a second time. Okay, I'm gonna go now. Bye. Hello, people. So I just finished The Darkest Part of the Forest by Holly Black. Technically, probably like 3 minutes, not 3 minutes ago, probably 7, 8, or 9 minutes ago. I don't really know because I got distracted with looking at stuff for Prisoner's Throne because I was trying to figure something out with who stopped Carden. I figured it out because I can't remember every single character Holly Black has written because she has many and I get some of them confused, and I couldn't remember if Severin was the one who stopped Carden in that, but it wasn't Severin. But yeah, for some reason, anytime like I'm like reading a Holly Black book, I can't remember who like hurt Carden in The Prisoner's Throne, and I have to look up to make sure it isn't a character in one of her other books that like I really love, because if it is, then I have to hate that character because I love Carden. But it wasn't Severin, it was somebody else on their court. I just keep forgetting who it is every time because I read Prisoner's Throne back in like February and I can't really remember that well, but it's fine. Anyways, I read The Darkest Part of the Forest from Sunday till now. It's Tuesday. I really love this. I ended up giving it 3.5 stars. I just still kind of have a thing with her having like really long chapters, but like I really enjoy her writing and how she describes stuff and characters. Like this was really fun. I love the little bits of romance she puts in her books because like she focuses more on like the political like magic side of things other than the romance side of things, but the romance she does have in her series are all really good. I really enjoyed this. I really love Severin. He was actually kind of a little funny. Also, I didn't know this, but the Poison Eaters, which I read before this, actually one of the small stories in there is actually the beginning of this book. So I got to reread that again, and I was actually really happy about that. Like, this was so fun. I really loved Hazel. I loved her whole little plot she had. I thought that was interesting. I really liked her brother. And I just also love that Holly Black loves to put in so much like representation of either relationships or whatever, honestly whatever in her books, because she writes it so well, and I just had a very fun time with this. I also really liked his name is Jax. Maybe I might already be forgetting. Hold on. Yeah, Jack. Not Jax, but Jack. I really loved Jack's character and like his like whole thing, like he's a changeling. I found that really cool too, and like, oh, honestly, Holly just knows how to really write so many good plots and then just tie them all together at the end. Yeah, I can't honestly. I'm excited to read The Thief of Night, which is the second book that comes after um, The Book of Night, and that comes out next Tuesday. So I will be reading that and obviously reviewing it. But I had so much fun with reading this and all her other books this year. She is my most read author of this year, actually. And I'm gonna keep thinking about maybe diving into her other books that she has aside from the Alfame universe. But I haven't quite decided if I want to yet. So we'll see what happens. But I'm gonna go because this review is almost 5 minutes long. Hello guys, I just finished Wild Reverence by Rebecca Ross. And oh my god, I love this. I gave it 4.5 stars. The only reason I did that is because at the ending I really wanted a scene of Matilda and Bade reuniting and I didn't get it. It's fine. But I really hope maybe we get more with Bade and Matilda because I absolutely love that relationship. I think honestly that was my favorite one compared to Vincent and Matilda, but I don't know. It's just like the father-daughter thing really got to me, okay? Like I cried. I cried multiple times towards the ending. Like, spoiler, I cried when Bane died. I cried when Bane died. Like, I was not okay. I'm gonna start crying again if I talk about it too much. But aside from that, I did also really love Matilda and Vincent's relationship. It was so cute and adorable and amazing and perfect. I really liked all like the villain characters and everything. Like the plot was very intriguing. I love the tie into Divine Rivals and Worthless Mouse towards the end. I love seeing that because I read those other two earlier this year and I both really love them. I love how also we got to see more of the workings of gods and stuff. I really liked her mom before her mom died. Even though at one point I wasn't really sure because she did slap her daughter on the face. But I don't know, the gods and like their whole thing with relationships too. I love Bade and Adria. That I really liked how that ended up happening. I really hated Matilda's actual father. Like, I did not like him. I thought I liked him when he first showed up, but the thing he did to make me not like him, just I don't like him anymore. Yeah. And I'm kind of also really sad that like Matilda is not remembered as a goddess all because she fell in love with Vincent. Like her name's not remembered anymore, and like that actually kind of makes me sad. My thoughts are honestly too jumbled to like make a proper review right now, but like I still tried at least. I still tried. Anyways, this was amazing. I'm probably gonna go cry over Bane again. Even though he's fine and alive after like 2 chapters, but still. Dude. He is probably actually honestly my favorite character of the whole book. I'm not gonna lie. Okay, I'm gonna go now. Bye.